Hello my fellow Gypsy souls, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about how to rewrite your story. So if you guys are feeling a disconnect or you're feeling uncomfortable where you're at and you're not where you want to be, then we're going to talk about how you start changing that and start creating a life that you want. So the first thing that you're going to need is a journal. And really, this is the only thing that you're going to need is a journal. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about that area where you feel that disconnect, where you feel like things aren't the way that you hope that they would be. And this can be any area of your life. This could be business or career. It could be money. It could be health, family, friends, love, your personal growth, your spirituality, fun or hobbies, or your home life, your home space, right? So whatever area of your life you're feeling like is not where you hoped it would be, then just pick one area to focus on at a time. You don't want to do this with everything at once because it'll be overwhelming, but just focus on one thing at a time and journal about one thing at a time. So a very common one for some people is money. They're not happy with their financial situation. So the first thing that I want you to do is to think about that area of your life where you feel that disconnect and where you feel that contrast to how you really want to feel in that area. And first, I want you to write about what you appreciate about this area in your life. So even though you may not be where you want to be financially, what do you appreciate about where you're at? Are you better off now than you were 5-10 years ago? So think about something that you can write about that you appreciate first. Then I want you to move on to writing about what it is that's making you feel uncomfortable about where you're at or making you feel that disconnect from how you want to feel. Then finally, I want you to write about where you want to be in that area of your life. So write about how much money you want to bring in, why you want that money coming in, what you're going to use that money on. So a lot of times we, especially in money, we think about an amount that sounds right, an amount that we would like to make, but we don't really go through why we want that amount and why that specific amount, right? What is it about that amount that we want in our lives? So one of the things that I've learned to do through journaling is it becomes less and less about the amount of money that I'm calling into my life and more about why I want to use this money, like why I want this money, what I'm going to use it on, how my life is going to change when I have this money come into my life. So you want your final entry to be about what your life would look like if you had this money coming in. So for instance, let's say you are wanting to move into a different home and you need X amount of dollars for a deposit. So you would write down the amount that you are asking for, that you're believing for, and then you would write down why you want this money. Okay, so you want to move into your new space. How are you going to feel once you're in your new space? Write that down, how you're going to feel, what you're going to do in that new space, how different your life's going to be, like what will your life look like when you're living in this new space. And I want you to write that out. That's going to be how you're going to finish your story. So the three main parts to rewriting your story in any area of your life is to first write about what you appreciate about that current situation. Second, write about the contrast that you're feeling. So what's making you uncomfortable about where you're at and why you want it to be different. And then finally, number 3 is to write about where you want to be and write it out in detail. Okay, how you're going to feel, who you're going to be with, what you're going to be doing. And you can use this technique anytime you feel a disconnect from how you really want to feel. So anytime that you start feeling like there's something else that's missing, there's something that's off, then I want you to get back to your journal and start writing about it. There are so many blocks that can be cleared from the simple act of writing things out. You will start to discover more and more about what it is that is blocking you from living the life that you want, and you're going to start actually figuring out for yourself ways to go about changing that and changing your life. Like the answers will start to come to you as you write about them. So there's something that is therapeutic about writing things down, and it also kind of helps discover more about what you're really wanting that isn't up here yet. So the more that you journal about things that you want, the more you're going to start discovering answers on how to get there. So this is something that I do every day. I journal every single morning, but when I'm rewriting my story is whenever I feel off from how I want to feel. Then I know that there's something in that area of my life that I need to dig a little bit deeper on and rediscover. So if you guys are feeling stuck in a certain area of your life, or there's somewhere that you're not feeling like you want to feel and you don't know how to get to where you want to be, then I encourage you guys to use these 3 little tips to journal about it. And let me know in the comments below if this helped at all after you've journaled, and if you've gotten any clearer on how to go about getting where you want to be. I would love to know if you guys are getting some answers from this, because I know I do all the time, which is why I go through journals like crazy. And the other thing that I get asked about is, what do you do with the journal once you finish it? So I'm almost done with this journal. I only have a few pages left in here. And what I like to do, I don't like to hold on to my journals. I know some people like to hang on to them so they can reread them a few years down the road and see how far they've come in their life. Personally, I don't like to hold on to any of the negative energy that was written out in here from your past. So I kind of just want to let that past go and just live in the present moment. So I personally feel like holding on to your journals is holding on to the past. So what I do is, when I finish a journal, I actually burn it. During my full moon practice, that is a time to let go. And so that's when I throw my old journals into the fire pit and I just let it all go. And I choose not to revisit what I had written previously, because like I said, to me, that's just kind of like living in the past. And even if it's just, to see how far you come, I kind of just feel like I know that I'm in a better place than I was 5 years ago. So I don't need to revisit my old entries from 5 years ago to confirm that I'm in a better place, if that makes any sense. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And I will see you guys in the next video.